Good morning, students. Myself, Ansu Priya. I am your computer teacher. Hope you all have received ebook of class 6 for computers. So today I am going to start chapter 1 of your book, which is Computer Categories and Languages. In this chapter, we will discuss about classification of computer on the basis of generation and on the basis of size, computer languages and its categories, and some translator programs. So let's start. Nowadays, computer is being used at different places. It plays a vital role in our life, in working environment, in every field. The volume of work, features, functionality, etc. varies from place to place. So it was required to develop different types of computers. So now I am going to discuss about classification of computer on the basis of generation. First of all, what do you mean by generation? Generation of computer. Generation refers to the time period when a computer is being developed. After each and every generation, the technology of computer has advanced to fulfill human needs. Now I hope you all understand what does generation mean. Now let's have a look at different categories of computer on the basis of generation, which are first generation computer, second generation computer, third generation computer, fourth generation computer and fifth generation computer. So let's start from first generation computer. The time period of first generation computer was lying in between 1940 to 1956. Vacuum tube was the basic component of first generation computer. Let's discuss some features of this generation. First generation computers use vacuum tubes as circuit. So what is vacuum tubes? A vacuum tube is a device generally used to amplify signal by controlling the movement of electrons in an vacuated space. The next feature is first generation computer use magnetic drums as memory. Again, question is, what is magnetic drum? A magnetic drum is magnetic storage device used as the main working memory, similar to the RAM which is used by modern computers. Next one is relied on machine language, which means in this generation only machine language is used for programming or for processing. Next one is it was expensive, consumed large amount of electricity and generated a lot of heat. In first generation of computers were bulky in size, so it's obvious that it consumes a lot of energy and generated a lot of heat. And the last one is input was based on punched card and paper tape, and the output was displayed on printouts. So what is punch card? Punch card invented by Herman Holrich. So it is also known as Holrich cards or IBM card. In punch card, holes may be punched by hand or machine to represent computer data and instructions. They were widely used means of inputting data in early computers. UNIVAC and ENIAC are the example of first generation of computer. And here is the picture of first generation of computer. Now let's move to second generation of computer. Second generation computer. The time period of second generation computer was lying in between 1956 to 1963. Transistor was the basic component of second generation computer. Now let's discuss some features of this generation of computer. Transistor replaced vacuum tube. What is transistors? A transistor is a semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electronic signals and powers. It replaced vacuum tube in second generation of computer. Because of its small size, it consumed low power and low cost. Next feature is it was smaller, cheaper, energy efficient and reliable than the first generation of computer. Second generation computer used assembly language. An assembly language is a low-level programming language which used in second generation of computer for processing or for programming. Magnetic cores were used as primary memory and magnetic tapes and disks as secondary memory. And the last one is high-level programming languages were also being developed at that time, such as COBOL, Fortran, etc. Which means second generation computer also used high-level language for processing or for programming. IBM 1401, PDP-1 are the example of second generation computer. Now let's move to third generation of computer. Third generation of computer. The time period of third generation of computer was lying in between 1963 and to 1961. IC, integrated circuit. IC was the main component of 3G computer. So let's discuss some features of third generation of computer. IC, integrated circuit, replaced transistor in third generation computer. So what is IC? IC is a small chip that can function as an amplifier. Transistor miniaturized and placed on a silicon chip called IC, which increase the speed and efficiency of computer. Next one is 3G computer had keyboards, monitor and operating system to run different applications simultaneously. This was smaller and cheaper, which means third generation of computer was smaller and cheaper than first generation of computer and second generation of computer. More efficient and faster than second generation computers. Consume less electricity and generate less heat. PDP-8, PDP-11, ICL 2900, IBM 360 and IBM 370 are the examples of third generation of computer. And here is the picture of third generation of computer. Now let's move to fourth generation of computer. Fourth generation of computer. Time period of fourth generation computer was lying in between 1917 to 1980. Microprocessor was the basic component of this generation of computer. So let's have discussed some features of this fourth generation of computer. Microprocessor replaced IC in fourth generation of computer. What is microprocessor? Microprocessor is a CPU on a thousand of IC are built into a single silicon chip called very large scale integration, also known as microprocessor. Microprocessor is a CPU on a single integrated circuit chip containing millions of very small components and perform all the function of CPU. Next one is computer can be placed on a small table, which means computer, because of its small size and lightweight, it can be placed here and there. Cheapest among all the computer generation, which means the cost of fourth generation computer is less than first generation computer, second generation computer, third generation computer. The speed, accuracy and reliability of computer were improved in fourth generation of computer. Many high-level languages have been developed in fourth generation computer, such as Fortran, BASIC, Pascal, COBOL, which means fourth generation computers use high-level language for processing or for programming. 4G computers can be networked. And the last one is use GUI interface. graphical user interface based operating system. IBM PC, Apple Macintosh are the example of fourth generation of computer. And here is the picture of IBM PC, and this is the picture of microprocessor, very large scale integration, which is also known as microprocessor. So now let's move to fifth generation of computer. Fifth generation of computer. The time period of fifth generation of computer in between 1980 to onwards. Ultra LSI technology was the basic feature of this generation of computer. Now let's discuss some features of this generation of computer. Ultra LSI technology takes over VLSI. Ultra large scale integration technology takes over very large scale integration. VLSI technology becomes ultra large technology. VLSI technology becomes ULSI, ultra large scale integration. Next feature is development of true artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? AI. Artificial intelligence, sometimes called machine intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the ability of a machine or computer system to copy human intelligence processes, learn from experience, computing adapt to new information, and perform human-like activity. Next one is main focus on parallel computer. So what is parallel computer? Parallel computing is a type of computation in which many calculations or the execution process are come out simultaneously, which means large problems often be divided into a small ones which can be solved at the same time. The next one is development of natural language. So what is natural language? A natural language is any language that has evolved naturally in humans. And the next one is more user, and the last one is more user friendly interface. User friendly describe a hardware device or software interface that is easy to use. It is friendly to the user, meaning it is not difficult to learn or understand. Face recognition, thumb recognition, robot are the example of fifth generation of computer. So these are the classification of computer on the basis of generation. Now I am going to explain new topic, which is classification of computer according to size. According to size, computers can be classified in the following categories: supercomputer, mainframe computer, mini computer, microcomputer. So let's discuss all the categories one by one. Supercomputer. Supercomputer is the most powerful computer of the world. They are used for a specific purpose. They handle most complex scientific and statistical application or program. Key features of supercomputer: use very high level of technology. Next one is has very high memory capacity, which means it can store large amount of data. Next one is data processing is ultra fast. Next one is highly sophisticated technology is used in these computers. For example, parallel computers. And the last one is cost varies from $1 million to $5 million or more, which means it is most expensive computer of the world, you can say. And the drawback of supercomputer are: operating a supercomputer required highly qualified staff, which means having suitable knowledge, experience or skill of computer, which have suitable knowledge, skills and experience of computer, only those persons are used operate supercomputer. Experts are required for such computer engineering, which means a person who has lots of special knowledge or skill about computer, who can operate this computer. Next one is they are highly sensitive to temperature, humidity, dust, etc. And the last one is they are non-portable, portable and very large in size, which means it is very big in size, and because of this you can move supercomputer here and there. Padam Yuva second Tata Exa are the example of Padam supercomputer. Now let's move the second category of computer, which is mainframe computer. Mainframe computers, they are very powerful and large computers. They can handle many users at a time. Terminal are devices which has keyboard and screen used to connect users to this computer. These computers are mostly used as servers for websites on the internet. And the key features of mainframe computer is smaller in size than the supercomputers, large memory capacity, which means it can store large amount of data, allow networking up to 100 terminals, cost in lakhs, which means it is cheaper than supercomputer. Drawbacks of mainframe computer: experts and highly qualified professionals are required to operate it. Same, to operate it need to suitable knowledge of and experience or skill of computer. Sophisticated technology is required for manufacturing and assembling the computer. IBM Jet series are the example of mainframe computers, and these are the picture of mainframe computer. This is the picture of IBM Jet series. Now let's move to next one, which is mini computers. Mini computer come into existence in 1916. At that time, mainframe computers are very costly. Mini computers were available at very low prices, so users started using these computers. These are obsolete now, which means disappear now, not in use. And the key features of mini computer are high processing speed than lower category computers. Means data processing is very fast. Slower than supercomputer and mainframe computer. Expensive and larger than microcomputer. And the last one is mostly used as servers to control the network. PDP-11, VEX 7500 Magnum are the example of mini computers. And the last category is microcomputer. So let's have a look on this about this computer. Microcomputers use a microprocessor chip called CPU. Two major types of this computer are desktop computer and laptops. Only one user can use this computer at a time. That's why they are also known as personal computers. They are used everywhere like schools, homes, offices, banks, etc. And the key features of microcomputers are smaller than mini computers, high speed computers, portable in size, which means you can carry with you, use RAM as primary memory, support different types of secondary memory for permanent storage of data, such as CD, DVD, pen drive, floppy, hard disk, etc. Support almost all computer languages like Fortran, Basic, COBOL, Pascal, C, C++, C Hash, Java, etc. Means all the high level language is supported by microcomputer. Which means microcomputer use all these languages for processing. SCL, Wipro, Apple, iMac 20 are the example of microcomputers, and these are the picture of microcomputers. So let's all for today. That's all for today. So that's all for today. Few more topics are left of chapter 1 that will continue in next video. Hope you all are understand everything. If you can any question or any query, if you have any doubt or any query, you can ask me. Keep your study continue in your home, at your home. Thank you.